North Node Astrological Consultations, available now at sacredtea.net.
Come on in the building today, babies. Come on in the building. How y'all doing today? I don't know what to take my glasses off, put my glasses on. Hey, babies. How y'all doing? It is hot as hell out here tonight. Chief Matt, baby, how you doing, boo? Honey, it's hot out here. I decided to come out here on this little balcony. I said, let me go live with the people tonight, see what they going, what they talking about. I'll shave, baby. Whoo, you gonna have to excuse me. I'm gonna tell you, when these big old giant mosquitoes start coming out here, Mama gonna end the show, cause they got some different kind of bugs out here that I don't get down with like that. Need to go inside, get me some water. I'm gonna come out here short with y'all. Where I'm at, honey, I'm in Mexico, baby. I'm in a part of Mexico. I've been on these spiritual journeys as I've been traveling through Mexico, going to all different parts. I'm not in one place. The ancestors said, okay, baby, time to pack it up and move on to the next city. I'm packing on up, and I head on to the next city. But for the past 3 months, I done traveled to all these wonderful places in Mexico, following the spirit of my ancestors that I hear speak through me, telling me where to go, and they always lead me to these wonderful places amongst the most wonderful people, baby. I mean, I'm learning so much about culture, spirituality, how it is expressed through nature, how it's expressed through each other, one another, and it's been an amazing journey. And as y'all know, I study astrology, and my progressed moon, for those of you who know about astrology, I need you to go ahead and put an A in the chat. If you know anything about astrology, put an A in the chat. Come on, put an A in the chat if you know anything about astrology. We're going to talk about progressions. So when you're born and you take your first breath alive in that time stamp, this is why a lot of astrologers ask for not only your birthday, but your time of birth, because it's very significant in the alignment of the stars when you were born, and the houses, and all of these things is formulated to create who you are. So as my progressed moon traveling through Sagittarius, everything Sagittarius is manifesting for me. Sagittarius rules the traveler, long distance travel, philosophy, the higher consciousness of the mind, mental exploration, as they call it. Also publishing and dealing with foreigners and foreign people. And honey, that's all I've been dealing with since my progressed moon went into Sagittarius. This is why it's so important for you to know about your chart, your natal chart, and your progressions, and where you have progressed to in these days and times, and how it is manifested itself in your reality today. Hey, babies, how y'all doing? Forgive me, baby. I'm telling y'all, it's hot out here, so I'm dealing with the heat, and it's nighttime. What time it is where y'all at, baby? Because over here, honey, I know Chief, who said they born in 666? I just saw something. This thing flies so fast, baby, I can't see. Chief Mac born on the 666. 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. We all know that's the number of the gods, baby. They try to demonize it as the number of the devil or the mark of the beast. Honey, they done reversed everything that is divine. But we all know the answer. Those of y'all who follow MahMah Tea in the Soul Tribe, I need you to put your sons up, baby. Come on, put your sons up in the chat if you down with the Soul Tribe. I mean that you know who you is. You done snapped up out the spell. You done awakened out the spell, baby. You know who you is. Go ahead and put them sons up, baby. Let me see them sons in the chat here, baby. If you can't find the sun on your keyboard, baby, then just put a 1 up. Put a 1 up, because the 1 resonates in numerology on the planetary energy of the sun. So if you can't find the sun, baby, go ahead and put them 1s up, because numerology is a frequency that correlates and it works very well with astrology. Everything is connected, and all of these things are one with Aquarian energy. How many of y'all know? I'll talk about we going into the sign of Aquarius. Don't you know that Aquarius resonates on the frequency? It's another planetary energy that resonates on the higher mind, the consciousness of the mind, but it really works with the collective. Because now you're talking about Saturn energy and you're talking about Uranus energy. Uranus is about the masses. It's a humanitarian. Oh yeah. Saturn is about structure and discipline and calm. Honey, these planetary energies, these alignments that's taking place, is on the side of the humanitarian. Right now in the sky, you got Jupiter conjuncting Aquarius. Jupiter expands everything that it touches, baby. Now, MahMah Tea want to talk about a couple things on here. Thank you, baby. I appreciate that, Anita Bryson, baby. Listen, honey, I'm just trying to, I'm going to tell y'all something about MahMah Tea. Honey, it ain't always been an easy road for me. Just like all of us, we call ourselves the chosen ones, right? Everybody chosen, in my opinion, honey. You made it through that birth canal. You landed on planet Earth at these days and time. You was chosen to be here. You have been chosen to be here. Do you know how much? I've been through this a million times, but I need y'all to go on back to biology in the reproduction classes when you learned about fertilization and everything that the egg got to go through. And that's why maybe babies say they don't normally announce when they pregnant or with child till after the second trimester, after the first trimester. They don't tell anybody when they pregnant. Because a lot of times, the majority of times, that's when miscarriages can happen. Baby, you made it through all them stages of birth. Shout out to Scorpio, because Scorpio rules the reproductive systems. This was why it rules death and rebirth. Many of you all are focusing on death when it comes to Scorpionic energy. You got to really understand the powers of astrology. I want to know, I'm going to ask you, baby, something. How many of y'all interested in learning about astrology? How many of y'all interested in taking a class with Sha Bliss? Now, MahMah Tea, he's going to be my younger self. Sha Bliss. How many of y'all interested in taking a course with Sha Bliss and learning just the basics of astrology? One-on-one astrology. I'm going to need you to go ahead, put a one in the chat if you're interested in taking a course with MahMah Tea, a.k.a. Sha Bliss, when it comes to learning about astrology, because this is so very important. It's science. This is an ancient science of our ancestors. Baby, this science ain't going nowhere. This is why they had to demonize it, to keep everybody away from it, to turn by the puppet master. 111. There you go, baby. Alchemy. Go ahead. My babies are small. I love my babies on TikTok. This is why I always go live over here more than I go on YouTube, because YouTube is a little different. People over there a little different than they all is over here. Y'all put MahMah Tea on the map, and I'ma always come here first until the wheels fall off. I'm gonna be rocking with y'all. Yeah, man. Indeed, baby. Indeed. But what I do is I download all the lives on TikTok and I put them on YouTube. Y'all need to go ahead and make sure y'all subscribe to me on YouTube. Over here, up here where it see MahMah Tea, y'all need to go ahead and click on that link, because when they cancel TikTok, you gonna find MahMah Tea on YouTube. All right. Is this music too loud? Do I need to turn the music down? Let me know if y'all can hear me, because I don't want to be competing with this music. I love music. I got my little playlist on here I call Afro Americans. A mixture of Afro beats, reggae, dance hall, and all the like. Check this out now. MahMah Tea about to drop a detox tea and a wellness tea. And another little surprise, I got me and the baby girl, we working on this thing. We've been working on this thing for about maybe a month or so now. But we gonna be doing the airdrop on this tea, and this detox tea. It's a limited edition. It's a limited amount. So what I'm gonna need y'all to do is we gonna do the drop on Instagram. Now I need you to go up here on MahMah Tea. It should be a Linktree link up there on MahMah Tea. I need y'all to go ahead and subscribe to the Linktree that has the Instagram page of the Soul Tribe Sacred Tea. Got the Sacred Tea seal on there. Now I need y'all to go on up here to the Linktree on MahMah Tea. Make sure you subscribe to me on Instagram. Ain't nobody hardly subscribe to me on there, because when we do the drop of the detox tea, which is amazing, I already sent out the samples to the testers, and they are. But baby, this detox tea, as well as the wellness tea. How many of y'all familiar with Blue Lotus? This Blue Lotus comes straight from Sri Lanka that we got in our wellness tea. How many of y'all familiar with the Blue Lotus? Honey, y'all need to go ahead and subscribe to me on the Instagram page, because that's the only way you're going to get the drop. We going to drop it. We going to go live on YouTube. But first we going to drop it on the Instagram. It's got a limited amount. And first come, first serve, baby. We got special gifts that we giving off with this thing. You're going to get you a little coffee mug. I had some coffee mugs. Let me show you. I ain't going to show y'all yet. We going to wait till after the retrograde to unveil this detox tea MahMah Tea got working on, and as well as the wellness tea. MahMah Tea going to have me on all that. Baby, get on all these apps, because you going to... Let me tell y'all something. MahMah Tea ain't going nowhere. They get rid of this TikTok thing. MahMah Tea ain't gonna make. You better follow me on Instagram and on YouTube, because if there ain't no more TikTok, you're gonna be like, oh, we can't find MahMah Tea no more, honey. MahMah Tea gonna be here. MahMah Tea got a lot of things, a lot of irons in the fire. I'm really trying to. I'm about sustainability, okay? Because there's a lot of things I want to talk to you babies about. It's the reason why I got on here, because I want to talk to you about some things. Because y'all got to get ready for the next phase of what's going on. You know, the powers that be is trying to do some things by a certain time. And the main thing they operate on, let me turn this thing down, because I feel like I'm competing with the radio. Had to turn that little thing on. But the powers that be, they operate on certain frequencies. And I'm going to tell you 2 frequencies that the powers that be operate on. Fear and greed. Fear and greed. Mama did a video on YouTube called The 7 Stages of Awakening. I don't know if I put greed in one of them, but fear and greed are the extremes that the powers that be use to manipulate the masses. And I'm going to break this thing on down for you so you can really understand how this thing really works and where you need to get in to fit in. Fear. Fear is the number one thing that they use and they manipulate their powers with, baby. Because when you in a state of fear, this is how they can control your little asses. They always want to keep you in a constant state of that. Now, you see all the shit that's going on. I ain't got to repeat it. I ain't got to feed into it about what's going on in regards to the fear that they pumping through your media. Okay. But I'm going to tell you a little secret. Remember a few months back in January, I told you all to get your buckets ready, right? You should have been gathering up your goods, doing your little scientific research on that crypto back then, right? So you could have started studying and learning about utility, about cryptocurrency, and understanding the economy and how it could make you financially independent, right? Then there was a big old shoot of that thing a couple weeks ago. Now everybody talk about, oh, is it too late for me to get in? It's too late for me to get in. Then I dropped another video and I said, did you get your buckets ready? If you didn't get in then, wait for the pullback. Pullback means when the thing begin to crash. When you hear crash, oh, it's dropping, it's crash. Now they tapping into fear. Tell you about fear and greed. I'm gonna break this thing down. I want you babies to pay attention because I'm trying to tell you something. Okay? Fear. Another word for fear, the term that they use in these markets, is called FOMO. FOMO, baby. Fear of missing out. You afraid you're gonna miss out on something, so you act on impulse. You want to jump out there and dive in and do things that you ain't even ready. You ain't jumping for because you moving on pure emotion. That pure emotion, they count on that shit. Because I'm going to tell you why. Your markets is moved by emotions. Emotions is ruled by water signs. Water signs is also known as current or a flow or current, and your markets is moved by current C. Do you hear me, baby? Even when I talk about this thing, y'all hear me? You understand? You following me what I'm talking about? Current C is moved by the currents. Currents is moved by your emotions. Emotions is ain't nothing but your water or water signs. Water signs rules emotions, feelings, moods, moon energy. Did y'all know that your markets is regulated by the phases of the moon? I'm dropping some things on y'all, babies. I'm going to need y'all to really pay attention to what I'm saying. Phases of the moons influence the markets, hence your currency. Now, I'm going to break this thing down on a astrological level for you babies. Really get an understanding what I'm talking about here. The sign Taurus. Taurus, ruled by the planetary energy of Venus. Baby, did y'all know Venus is the planet in astrology that rules money, currency, relationships, and Taurus rules everything that has to deal with financials, bank accounts, banks, financial markets. Y'all know about that. As opposed to other things it rules too, but we gonna stick on this particular topic because I'm going somewhere with this. You just roll with me. Roll with me. Mama always going with somewhere. Taurus, the bull. You know Taurus is a bull, baby. Everybody talk about bull markets. Over there in front of that New York Stock Exchange, what you seeing over there? You see that big ass bull with that big ass bear. The bulls and the bears. The bulls and the bears. See, these powers that be, they always been operating through astrology. They just don't want y'all to know about the shit. Taurus ruled by Venus, that rules money. When we talking about Venus and Taurus and Venus rules things that you can touch, you can feel, you can grab a hold on. Taurus also rules possessions, material things. It's an earth sign, honey, so it's everything earthly. Oh, we got an earth sign, tangible things, tangible goods, resources, money, banking systems, economies. Taurus, ruled by Venus, money, desires, relationships. But there's is a component to this thing that they leaving out. I'm gonna tell you what that is. I'm gonna tell you what the secret weapon is in this thing. You know what the secret weapon is in these financial markets? Or anything that's dealing with financials. How many people know the opposite sign of Taurus. How many of y'all know the opposite sign of Taurus? We're going to talk about the laws of opposites and correspondences. We're going to talk about these universal laws, baby. Because this is how they... shout out to all of you, my babies. No, it ain't Leo, baby. You need to go on back. Sign up for my 101 Astrology 101 class who put Leo in there. Scorpio. It ain't Aquarius. No, baby. It's Scorpio. Scorpio rules secrets. That's the secret weapon in these markets, is Scorpio. Scorpio, baby. Let me tell you what else. Why is that, mama? What Scorpio got to do with these markets? I'm going to tell you. Scorpio rules other people's money. Scorpio rules OPP, other people's money, other people's resources. If Taurus rules resources and money, Scorpio rules other people's resources and money. Who deals with other people's resources and money? Loan officers, brokers, banks. There you go, baby. Look at my baby. My babies are smart. Let me tell you something else. I'm going to tie this on in. A few moments ago, I talked about currency, flow, water signs, emotions, right? They manipulate the markets through emotions. So if you in fear, in greed, I'm tying the shit all in. Scorpio also rules the psychological mind. Those of you who trade, they always talk about there's a certain level of psychology that you got to use while you trade in these markets. You got to use psychology. There's a certain level of psychology that you're going to have to use and build in these markets. We got Taurus that rules bulls and markets and money and financial institutions. We got Scorpio that deals with other people's money, fusion of money, inheritances and things of that nature, but it also rules the psychological mind. So we got these people playing on people's emotions, manipulating markets. That's Scorpio all day. Manipulating your emotions, moving through the currencies, through the phases of the moon. Because the moon is exalted. The moon is exalted, meaning it has a high vibration of frequency. It loves being there. It can express itself so much in the sign of Taurus. This episode may not be for everybody in Taurus, and we already say Taurus is the bull. Taurus is responsible for your financial institutions or your bull markets. Your opposite sign is Scorpio that deals with other people's monies and financials. That is also through psychology. Now, I'm going to tell you one more planetary energy that's exalted in Scorpio. The planetary energy of Uranus is exalted in Scorpio. Very interesting that Uranus is in the opposite sign of Taurus. Now, some say this could be it is at its detriment. What there with Jupiter right there. And as the moon crossed over into Taurus a few days ago, we saw a dip in the markets. Yes, we did. How many know the markets done dip? Now, which triggered the emotion of fear. Folks got scared. They saw that money dropping, and they got to selling off. And for those of us who are smart and understand the Scorpio psychology, the opposite sign of Taurus, on how to move in these markets, because we see that they manipulate it through fear. Because over there across the water, when that one country dropped bombs on the other country, honey, don't you know in times of war, shout out to Mars and Aries, Mars about to go into Aries real soon. Y'all need to pay attention to these stars and these alignments. Mars is the planet of war, ruled by the sign of Aries. Right now it's in Pisces. It was conjunct Saturn for a little while. Now it's moving right along. In about a week or two, maybe 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I don't know. It's going to be in Aries, the sign of war, in the planet of war in the sign of war. You can set your clock to this shit once you start learning how to read these stars. Now the propaganda. Pluto. Right, sitting over there, Capricorn, which rules governments. Right now the government is going to use Pluto, which also represents the media, to pump in a whole lot of motherfucking fear. Don't y'all know during wartime, baby, is when the transfer of wealth takes place? I'm getting somewhere. I told you I'm getting somewhere. Don't think I'm just rambling. Mama's a storyteller. I like to tell stories because I need you to get a grip and understand where I'm going with this shit. Don't you know that in wartime is when the transfer of wealth takes place, baby? Generational wealth transfer. Now, if you caught up in the fear, in the greed, that means you're going to be caught up in the manipulations, in the psychological mind games of the opposite sign of Scorpio. That's why you got to come on out your emotions, honey. You can't get caught up in their propaganda. You got to move like the money makers move. Like the what they call them, the market makers, the market movers. Look how they pulling their money. Watch them. Watch the whales, as they call it. We smart now, baby. We too smart to get caught up in the bullshit now, baby. Yeah, man. I'm just saying. How many of y'all understand what I'm talking about? I got a lot of babies in this room. I got about 568 people in this room. Put a 1 in the chat if you following me. Cause mama speak a certain kind of way. I don't just come on out and blur shit, this and that. I've been smart. That's why they ain't cancer me yet. Cause I'm smart and I know how to talk and say things in a certain kind of way to resonate on a certain kind of frequency. Baby, they've been trying to get rid of mama for a long time. I know how to hippity hopping and skippity school on these platforms, honey. You ain't gonna care. Let me tell you something. I listen to my ancestors and they have given me the knowledge and the wisdom to share with the people, the common folk. And I speak in a way that I'm trying to get you to understand. You hear me? Can you hear me now?
North Node Astrological Consultations available now at sacredtea.net.